Welcome everybody, and God bless you. My blessings are there with you for success and prosperity on your spiritual journey. Today, on this auspicious full moon day, the Simvasta Kumbh Mela has begun for 1 month. It began from the 22nd of April to the 23rd of May. This is an auspicious time when people all over the world, they come to sacred locations where they can gain merit and good karmas and get blessings for their spiritual progress from all the saints and sages all over the world. The Kumbh Mela, as it is popularly known, is also known as the Simvasta Mela. The Simvasta Mela happens every 12 years. There's a Ardha Kumbh Simvast, that is a half Simvasta Mela, and a full Kumbh Simvast. The full Kumbh Simvast happens every 12 years, the half happens every 6 years. And the story is lost in the night of prehistory. It goes back thousands of years, tens of thousands of years, where they say that in the ancient of days, the gods and the demons, they churned the ocean for the nectar of immortality. This churning of the ocean was known as Samudra Manthan. Samudra means the ocean, and Manthan means the churning. For the churning, they used the great cosmic Kundalini, the serpent, but you can call it Anantanag or Shesh. And they wrapped the Sheshnag around the Sumeru mountain. And the gods started pulling the snake from one side, and the demons started pulling it from the other side. And so the mountain was moving and churning the ocean. And this churning was pulling the Ananta, the eternal serpent, the serpent of infinity, in the ocean in the waters of space, for the wealth of creation, its prosperity, its evolution, its revolution, and so on and so forth. It's a cosmic story. Later, of course, I'll tell you how this can be an individual story. And so when they started churning the ocean, many gifts came from the ocean, and these wonderful gifts were shared amongst the gods and the demons. Actually, they say demons and gods, but it's like the churning, it's like the turning of the wheel of time, where one faces supreme deity, that is the good aspect of energy gods, and the one we're turning the wheel of time away from the fulcrum, the face of God, is known as the negative forces. So sometimes the positive forces, when they turn in the wheel of time, they become negative, and the negative become the positive. But the wheel of the Kal Chakra, the spinning wheel of time, and must go on. And so in the churning, all these gifts came. Many jewels and emeralds and diamonds came from the ocean. That's why it is known as Ratnakar, the maker of emeralds and diamonds. Jewelries came. Then beautiful damsels came. So the wealth was shared by the people churning the great ocean of life and death. And then Lakshmi came. She was taken by Vishnu. And then nectar came. And this was the Amrit, which was taken by Vishnu. And as they took it over, it spilt its drops in 4 places in India. The first was Haridwar, which is up northern India. The second one is a little lower north, which is called as Allahabad or Prayag. The third place where the nectar was spilt was in Ujjain near the Shipra river. And the fourth was at Triambakeshwar, Nashik. These are the four places where the nectar of the gods was spilt. And in these four places, from time immemorial, great spiritual fairs, great spiritual gatherings are held every 12 years. And the half Simmasta Kumbh, the half Kumbh Mela is held every 6 years. So this year, we have now entered the Simmasta Kumbh because Jupiter has entered the sign of Leo. Leo is Simha, so it's called Simmasta. And it has entered it from 22nd April to 23rd of May. This 1 month is the Simmasta, the auspicious time where you can meditate, do your Kriya Yoga and get the blessings of all great saints and sages and gods. They will help you in your journey towards the divine. And last of all, in the churning of the great ocean, came the poison known as halahal. Now all the gods had taken the jewelry, the wealth, prosperity. Lakshmi was taken by Vishnu. So who was going to take the poison? So ultimately the poison, then Shiva came forward and he drank the poison of the world. The poison was called halahal. And when Shiva drank the poisons and the sins of the world to redeem everyone and sacrifice that portion of him so that the world evolution may go on, he was known as Neelkant, the blue-throated, because the poison of halahal which he drank caused his throat to be blue. Of course, there's deep metaphysical and scientific explanation behind all this. It's just put symbolically and it is encrypted in story and details so that children can understand, and people who want to tamper with the original metaphysical and scientific truths cannot touch it unless it is decoded. It's all decoded. It has to be decoded. Anyway, when you there was a wonderful poem that I made, I'm not remembering now. It is called, yes, the eternal flame is in silence. The eternal spark of life is in silence. And all the worlds are still. Evolution has stopped. But creation will only awaken to evolution when Mahadev has completed drinking the poisons of the world. I will say that poem to you. Sanatan Jwala Lay Mein Hai, the eternal flame is in zero. Sanatan Jwala Lay Mein Hai aur Jagat Chakra Nishchal. So that the wheel of creation, preservation and destruction and of evolution is Nishchal, immovable. Jagegi Srishti Jab Piyenge Shambhu Halahal. So it says the world will only awaken and quicken to its evolution and full potential when Lord Shiva has made the great sacrifice and drunk the poisons and negativity of the world so that the world may go on. Sanatan Jwala Lay Mein Hai aur Jagat Chakra Nishchal. Jagegi Srishti Jab Piyenge Shambhu Halahal. So this is the story of Lord Shiva drinking the ultimate poison, because of which our whole, not our world or solar systems, but the whole of creation exists, because he made the great sacrifice of removing the obstacles for the evolution of our creation, which must ultimately go into his supreme form called Param Shiva. However, on this auspicious day, I give it a subjective and personal interpretation. I feel that every person, every one of you who is doing Kriya Yoga. Now let us say the Kriya Yoga which is done in the spine and the Kundalini which moves with the breath of Kriya is the great serpent of infinity, which is minimized and miniaturized from a macroscopic scale to a microscopic scale, is the Kundalini Shakti, which is latent in every individual, which we use in the evolution of our soul consciousness, which is the same thing done in Samudra Manthan. By churning the great serpent of infinity, you churn your individual serpent of infinity called the Kundalini and evolve your consciousness. And as you do this churning, the Kundalini moves up to the third eye and down to the base of the spine. The Sumeru mounted is the third eye, the Ajna Chakra, where the all-seeing eye of Shiva, or the eternal sun of life, the Surya, the sun is there. And the breath moves around the sun and its 9 planets located in the chakras. So as the Kriya breath goes on and we move in this cycle of evolution, many gifts are given to us. You can, by the power of your siddhis, become rich, gain wealth, gain prosperity. Or you can, if you desire, you can intent your mind on getting a beautiful wife and marry a beautiful lady who is a representative of the great Mother Lakshmi who Vishnu had. But then there are also the evil things of intent, which you are not being Shiva, cannot drink it. They are malice, hatred, revenge. This thing can also come up in the churning of the ocean of Kriya Yoga. But by the Guru's grace, any one of your Sadgurus will take care of this and pass it on to Babaji, who neutralizes it in the Kshir Sagar, the ocean of milk and honey. So all these symbolic things have very in-depth scientific meanings, because much of the literature was stolen and destroyed by other lesser countries which were coming up and looking up to India as a beacon of light. That which they understood they took, that which they couldn't, or which went against their ideology, they destroyed. So therefore even the Kriya Yoga secrets are kept encrypted and are not meant for the profane. They are meant for everybody in the world, those who are sincere and honest and would like to truly apply themselves to the science of the self, to know the self. And so, while you do the churning, then comes a certain stage where the nectar appears. Now this nectar, so as in the cosmos, so in the individual body. This is what I feel and I learn as a direct disciple, as a direct lover and a sevak of the great Shiv Goraksha Babaji, that in the human body there is an inverted kumbh or a well within which is the nectar. Like in the cosmic sphere there was the nectar which was taken by Vishnu. It fell on 4 places: Hardwar, Ujjain, Mahankal, Trimbakeshwar, Nashik, these and Allahabad. So also that same nectar is in the human body, within the brain, and it is produced from the thalamus and hypothalamus gland, below which is the pituitary gland, connected to which you can connect your tongue in Khechri Mudra and drink of the nectar of immortality. And that is what the Kumbh is meant on the cosmic sphere. They are also trying to drink the nectar of immortality by praising and devoting themselves to the Lord God, who will bless them with the nectar of immortality. They do tapascharya, tapa, meditation, karma yoga, raj yoga, bhakti yoga, jnana yoga, mantra yoga, tantra yoga, lay yoga, and kriya yoga. These are the means by which you can get to the nectar of immortality. But immortality in itself is not the goal. You become immortal. You become immortal because you want to have more time in this physical body to meditate on the Lord God and get final moksha. So divinity is more important than immortality. But however, when you do the practice of Kriya Yoga, all these gifts come to you: the wealth, prosperity, jewelry, friends, money, name, fame. They all come. But that yogi who is not distracted by these things, he gets to the nectar of immortality. But he is not distracted by the nectar even of immortality. I don't care. My immortality is nothing, says the true yogi, the Raj yogi, the Kriya yogi. He says, my immortality is nothing until I get to the Lord God Supreme. Because for me, divinity is more important than immortality. Immortality is just a means to get to divinity, that I can stay longer in one lifetime, so I complete my mission and see the Lord God and experience Him in the highest nirbij, nirvikalp samadhi in this very life. I get my moksha. That is one of the purposes of the nectar of immortality, and that's what is the importance of the Kumbh Mela, which begins for 1 year. Do your Kriya Yoga regularly. This is very, very important, because that Kriya Yoga is the Samudra Manthan. The Kundalini is tied around the third eye, the Mount Meru of the third eye. The Kundalini Shakti is pulled by the positive forces of Va, which is the Kriya upcoming, and the negative forces, which are the other forces. It doesn't matter if I've told you. Now, when you do this Samudra Manthan, this churning of the ocean, you do it in the churning of the ocean of your Chidakash, your mental sky. And from your mental sky, develop all wealth and prosperity and jewels and gems and nectar and poison, both. So they come from your mind, which is known as the ocean of the mind, the mental sky, the inner sky, Chidakash. And by churning the Kundalini, you get all the gifts. Reject everything I say and get only to the supreme gift of all gifts, which is the Lord God Himself. And with this, my dear souls, be valiant and be brave. I am in your breath. I am helping you and moving with your each breath and thought. If you come to me for help, I will certainly not refuse you that help. Many of you have this photograph of me, or if you can call me mentally, but sincerely if you call me, then I will come and move through your breath and help you. Because I am one with your breath, one with the universal breath, the Pran. The Pran is the life force energy of each individual soul. And with this, God bless and Godspeed. May you have a lot of prosperity and happiness on your sojourn towards the divine. With this, God bless, I end this talk to you. My voice will ever remain with you in your practice of Kriya Yoga. So practice Kriya Yoga. Practice any yoga for that matter, but get to the divine goal. Do not be distracted by the siddhis of name, fame and wealth and money and even nectar. Get to the Lord God Supreme. Om Anandam Anandakara Prasannam Jnana Swarupam Nijabodha Rupam Yogendra Mediam Bhavarogya Vaidyam Shrimat Gurum Nityam Maham Bhajam. And now to end it, I will look into your eyes and give you the nectar of the soul. If you look in, you will get into this meditative state. Whether you're doing Kriya or you're just sitting silence, I will remove the thoughts, do the Kriya, and take the nectar of life and evolve. Here is the transmission of the Amrit Yoga. Keep meditating for 10 minutes till you get to the still mind state, and then we will finish. But continue the spirit of truth in every breath.